Let's talk some March Madness. That's right. We have the Final Four coming up this Saturday. And yes, we are coming to the conclusion of what was a magical month. Now, you might look at it and say, oh, this tournament wasn't so great. There weren't that many upsets. Well, yeah, there was 2 13 seeds that won in the first round. We have a 7 seed in here, but I can see what you're saying. There's 3 number 1 seeds in the Final Four, which again, it's okay. It doesn't matter that the teams that won were supposed to win. That's fine. There wasn't as much, crazy intrigue. My bracket was totally crushed by the first week, but we saw really good games. Really good games. I mean, that Kentucky Notre Dame game was probably one of the best college basketball games I've ever seen in my life. Ever. I mean, it was a slugfest, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And either team that would have won would have been great. So let's start jumping into some of these matchups. Really, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a player to watch, talk a little bit about the coaches, and then give you the team that I think is going to win. So let's start off with Kentucky versus Wisconsin. So this is a matchup of John Calipari from Kentucky of Kentucky versus Bo Ryan. Both these guys, two of the best coaches that have ever coached college basketball. And you're going to hear me say that again for the second game. That is one of the things that is a constant. We have some of the best coaches. There's no coach without experience. There is no coach that hasn't done it time and time again. Now, I don't believe Bo Ryan has a championship, but I believe he was in the Final Four last year. So these guys are really good. I think he just got inducted to the NCAA Hall of Fame, actually, because he did coach a Division III school, I want to say, to a couple championships in a row. So he's very deserving of that. Calipari, he's kind of looked at like the villain of college basketball. I don't really see him that way, but he did do some shady things over in UMass, and he had some weird things over in, I think it was Memphis, where he had some, there was some sanctions against his team, a little bit here and there. For I don't remember exactly. I think there were recruiting violations. So Calipari probably knew about that, but I'm not going to hold that against the guy. I think he's a good coach. And again, in this era where it's one and done, you need a coach like Calipari who's able to attract those huge stars. I mean, he's got 9 McDonald's All-Americans on the squad. I know I've said that a million times, but that is one of the most impressive stats I have ever heard. to get that many kids, especially these are 18 and 19-year-olds. Now, I'm not old, man. I'm about 29 years old. When I was 19, I was not a fun person to be around. I thought I was always right. Actually, I'm sorry. I didn't think I was always right. I knew I was always right. And imagine to have 10 players who have not only think that they're always right, but that have, since they're probably about 10, 11, 12, grown up and everybody's saying, oh, you're so great at basketball. Oh, look how good you are. Oh, here, you have this. Oh, take this, and to have to bring those guys all together in 1 year and turn it around, spit them back out, and get a championship, that is something special. So, and then he also makes them pro ready, which is ridiculous. I mean, think about some of his players that have come out: DeMarcus Cousins, John Wall, Derrick Rose. I could go on and on and on and on and on, but that list is too long for right now. Yes, it is. So you have John Calipari against Bo Ryan. Great head coaches. Players to watch right here. You have Kaminsky from Wisconsin. He's possibly the player of the year. There's another player that's still in the tournament. I'll talk about him later. That's, kind of neck and neck with him. But he's the big guy down low. Him and Sam Decker have really been turning it on, especially Decker. We've seen him really kind of pick it up in the tournament. At least it feels like he's picked it up. I think he's averaging about the same he did during the season, but it just feels like he's picked it up. So we'll see them. And then I'm going to call them the Harrison twins. I know one of them's a little better than the other. I'm going to be honest. I don't know which one is which. So they are twins. Give me a break. But these kids are special. You're going to see both of them go, and they will play in the NBA. So those are the players to watch on each squad. Now, I do think Kentucky's going to win. They just have the physical raw talent, and they've had the coaching to refine them enough that they are ready to win. I mean, this is pretty much an NBDL team, NBA Development League team. That's what this is. This is the Kentucky Wildcats are a farm system for the rest of the NFL. These guys just get turned over and they go out there. It's ridiculous what they do. It's ridiculous. So, yeah. And then on to the next game, we have Duke playing Michigan State. And this is arguably two of the best coaches. You have one coach that is the most winning coach in Division One men's basketball with Mike Krzyzewski, and he's won only over 1,000 games. I mean, that's it, like, and 4 titles or something like that. That's all he's won. And then you have Tom Izzo, who, yeah, he hasn't won that many games, but he has the record for most wins as a 5 seed or lower. So he has a knack for bringing his teams into March and saying, okay, people underestimated us. We flew under the radar, but look, we're about to just blow everybody out of the water here on out. So this is the 1 versus 7 seed. Michigan State again being that 7 seed. So we're looking at 2 legendary coaches. And then players to watch. Well, and one other note is that they did play each other earlier this year. And this is probably part of the reason that both these teams are this late in March, is because these coaches are smart and they say, hey, let's go out and play really good competition early in the season. And these 2 guys played each other on November 18th. So when most teams are out there playing the cupcakes, playing the smaller schools, wins that they can get by 30 points, these guys are going out and saying, hey, I want to play the highest level of competition right now and keep playing them, because I know that's what's going to happen in March. And if my kids are ready to do that in March, we have a better shot at advancing in the tournament. And you can't argue with the results. That's all I got to say. So players to watch, you have Travis Trice from Michigan State. This kid is a really good scorer. He tore it up in the tournament last year. He's doing the same this year. When you need a big basket, you can count on this guy. He can cut to the lane. He can take outside shots. He's a very good team leader. So I really do like watching this kid play. And then you have Okafor, Jahlil Okafor from Duke. You're looking at him. He's right there neck and neck with Kaminsky for player of the year, in my opinion. And he's probably going to be the number 1 pick in the NBA draft. So whatever team gets the lottery for number 1, look for Okafor to head that way. He is probably going to come out this year. I can't imagine he's going to stay another year, excuse me. But yeah, he's just solid. And then you have Cook out there. He's done so well for Duke because everybody has to triple team Okafor, and then he's like, open shots and I can make them. So we'll see what happens there. But all in all, March has been awesome so far. I am looking to a really good slate of games on Saturday, and I think I'm sorry I didn't give you the winner. I think Duke is going to beat Michigan State. Just the talent is there. Both the coaches are equal coaches. So I think the better talent is going to advance there. So we're going to see Kentucky play Duke in the championship. And I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I think Kentucky wins it all. They are going to get the historic 40-0 record. Now, they're not the first undefeated team, but they're the first to have so many wins. I think Indiana did it in the late 70s, I want to say, and made something like 34, 35 wins. So, yeah, that's more wins there. So we'll see it happen. But let me know what you think. Which one of these games are you looking forward to the most? And who do you think is going to come out on top? Hit me up. Let me know. Comments down below. Of course, at What's My Face on Twitter. Google, Facebook. Always good ways of getting on.